This is a film showing some United States Air Force flight activities at Elmendorf and Eielson Air Force bases in Alaska. Elmendorf is located near Anchorage, while Eielson is near Fairbanks. Elmendorf Air Force Base, located just north of Anchorage, is the home to United States Air Force fighters and transport aircraft. It was fascinating to watch these aircraft take off and land. The day's exercise started off with AWACS and refueling aircraft taking off, followed by F-16 and F-22 fighters. The F-16 Fighting Falcon is a single-engine, multi-role, all-weather fighter aircraft. Over 4,500 of these aircraft have been built since 1976. The F-22 Raptor is a fifth-generation all-weather stealth air superiority fighter. The last one was delivered to the United States Air Force in 2012. At the end of the exercise, 3 fighter aircraft lit their afterburners high overhead and sped off into the distance. The aircraft's return to Elmendorf signaled the end of the exercise. I was lucky that when I stopped by Eielson Air Force Base, Red Flag Alaska was in progress on the huge Joint Pacific-Alaska Range Complex. This 2-week multinational exercise is meant to provide realistic combat experience to pilots. Because of Red Flag Alaska, I was able to see Japanese aerial refueling tankers and a wide variety of U.S. Air Force aircraft that were based in the United States, Japan, and South Korea. The A-10 close support aircraft of the 25th Fighter Squadron based in Osan Air Force Base, South Korea were impressive as they took off whilst I listened to the car radio.
Yard and property of those pesky mosquitoes with their child and pet friendly treatment, and it's 100% guaranteed. Go mosquito free. Take back your summer for only $60.
The arrival of a giant C-17 from Stewart Air National Guard Base in New York State was a pleasant surprise. The F-16 fighters, painted in non-US style camouflage patterns, belong to the 18th Aggressor Squadron. This squadron uses flying styles and abilities of foreign air forces in order to train United States Air Force pilots against realistic opposition. The number of F-16 fighter aircraft taxiing to the marshalling area at the south end of the runway prior to takeoff was impressive. The F-16s taxied past aerial tankers of the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force that were participating in Red Flag Alaska. Finally, the F-16 started taking off one after the other on afterburner. After an hour and a half, the A-10 started returning to base and landing. The A-10 was built around a massive 30mm 7-barrel Gatling gun that can fire nearly 70 rounds a second. Even though I was watching the activity on the base from a public highway, an air policeman pulled up and asked me to leave, so I returned to Fairbanks.